Hey, it's David. It is Thursday. It is our Insiders Club meeting. Each week we do this as a mastermind call. We talk about what works for us, what works for you, how to help solve all your problems. All your problems. You bring them to me, baby. We want all your problems. So, yeah. I'll do for you what I do for me on my problems, right?
Give them to me. Yeah. So first, we have a handful of new members, and I don't know if they're on this call because I have a couple people who we've got some duplicates names on, and a couple of abbreviations. So if you are new, I can see you. Raise your hand. I want to make sure that we recognize our new people. We had a handful yesterday that came in. We got a lot to cover today.
We got to get busy. Okay. Yeah. I get to go first today.
Okay.
So, first off, if you guys got anything that you want to bring up about your own websites or traffic or social media, any of that kind of stuff, put it in the chat box because we have a lot to do today, and we'll get that in there. And we always would rather talk about your stuff than our stuff. So if you got stuff you want to talk about, put it in. The other thing is that I wanted to talk about what we've done kind of to generate new material over the last week or so that has been really helpful, I think. So I wanted to talk about the process of what we did with the Marlon Sanders book. Would you guys like to hear a little bit about why I did that and what the process was? And okay, so why I did it, money. That's always first. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm always looking for ways to drive recurring revenue. And this was a good way to do that. So I'm a subscriber to Marlon's, it's way over there. I'm a subscriber to Marlon's newsletter, and it's a great newsletter, and I really enjoy it. And it has a lot of good little tips every week. And so when I was talking to Marlon, I've got this newsletter that we get, and I have all the back issues. I told him I was going to promote this, and he said, okay, I'll give you all the back issues as a bonus on this so that you can actually get people signed up and they can go into the back issues. So what I did was I pulled together the 7 issues from the first 15, I think it was, first 15 or 20, and I just went through and created an ebook. Now, the ebook, all I did, now this is really simple. All I did was copy and paste. I copy and pasted from his newsletters into a Word document. I went in and formatted a little bit to make it right. And then to make it look right. And then I put headers on it so that I could get a good table of contents so that I could actually make it look like it was very educational. And it is, but I maximized that, right? Then I went in and we created a little ad for his thing. Now, these are also ads for his newsletter that we can use in social media. So already I'm double dipping here on content reuse, content repurposing. I've already, this is like 3 layers in so far on content repurposing, right? So now I do a little introduction to who Marlon is and how we came together and what this book is about. And it's to sell the newsletter, the membership, right? And so now we get into the excerpts here. And so every time I say the headline, which is what shows up, and then I say from excerpt number 1, and that's a link right to the newsletter. So they can, because it says excerpt, I want them to think, oh, I can click here and go get the rest of it. That's not true. You go to the sales page to buy to get into the rest of it. So that was what I wanted. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about this too, because this is pretty awesome. And then, so it looks pretty good. And it's got an ad every few pages. And it's got some illustrations in it. And it's got some video links in it. And it looks great. It works well in a Word doc, okay? So then what I did was apply what this is about, and it's about affiliate marketing. And so then what I did was apply the steps that were in here to create stuff on Facebook, on lives, on YouTube, and all of the marketing things that I was going to extract from this and actually use. So I did that, and it worked pretty well. We got 20 or so signups just from this, from a one-time mailing for our people on Saturday morning. Now this is also now in our schedule, in our posting schedule, for running out all the time. Now a $5 newsletter is not a big deal. A $5 a month newsletter is not a big deal. Although 75% commission on that, get 100 of those, I'll take it, right? That's $500 a month. So, but the thing is, the first newsletter upsells to a second newsletter, which includes the first, and it's 19. And then that newsletter upsells to the third newsletter, which is 47, and a lot more detail and a lot more focused on those topics on marketing, not just affiliate marketing, and it includes the two below. That's 47. So we're making consistent upsells in this as well. And those are monthly, those are recurring. So that's all in Warrior Plus, and we are trying to build as much recurring as possible by doing this. This is a completely social media marketing effort right now. And that's why I wanted to bring this up today. All I did was create content. I'm showing you some really good content there. And then I used all of our social tools to move it out. Now we haven't gotten it scheduled completely yet in everything, but it's like it's part of Jennifer's looping campaigns that we're talking about. And we're doing looping campaigns on a quarterly basis that just repeat and drive into these recurring commission programs with our social media. So I just wanted to make sure you understand what we're doing from social media traffic and content creation here and how it can work quickly and effectively. How can you do this? How can you do this? So in your niche, there are people that create really good programs. You find out who has affiliate programs and you find out what kind of content they have, and either you write something or you repurpose something like I've just done here. And you can give it away. This is a great technique for driving recurring revenue sales on a consistent basis. Now, the thing that's so important about recurring sales and driving social media traffic to this stuff is that you have to schedule it. That's the reason we have this launch going today about the ultimate content calendar is what we call it. Plan and create your ultimate content calendar. And people that have so much content like us on our hard drives, and you too, because I give you a ton of content every month, you have so much content on your hard drives, it's not doing you any good there. You got to schedule it and keep it rotating through a consistent process. So that's what I wanted to say about this. Okay, any questions about that one?
Yes, there's a lot of questions.
Okay.
So, couple here. What tool did we use to create the ads for social? So we actually have an in-house graphic designer on our staff. So that's who creates our ads. But there's some great tools out there. There's actually one we're promoting right now called Quick Ads. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, Quick Ads. Yep.
And it's not fancy. It is not like we did a promotion a while back that helps you to do audience building and, all kinds of stuff in the tool. And that's a great tool too. And I'll have to go look and it's Adplify was the name of that tool.
Yeah.
But the tool that right now is just a graphic design tool. So if you look at this and you're like, oh, there's no way I can actually create my own ads using a platform like Canva, let me tell you, and Amy and I were on a meeting last week, I think it was. And she was like, I can't believe I did not just suck it up and pay the Canva Pro price, which is, I think, $119 a year, $12 a month, because of how simple, how easy, and how great the templates are to be able to use products like that. And so, Dale, I have no idea what tools he uses. To be honest with you, I don't really care what
our guy uses.
Is, mm-hmm.
What Ryan uses?
Yeah, what Ryan uses.
So Ryan uses Illustrator. So I can tell you that. He
okay.
creates everything in Illustrator. even though I keep giving him all these templates that I want him to start with. So
yeah. And so I put the link to that newsletter so you can download it. It's the NAMS.WSSR 036. That was the date. So Saturday read, it's in the chat. You can download that directly so you can check out how we built that. And Pat asked, what's a looping campaign? So a looping campaign is kind of a concept. It's not a new concept by any means. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that use it. I don't know what they call them. I call them looping campaigns. What it means is that you're running people through campaigns that are existing. You've already built, they're evergreen. And you are essentially have them set up in your autoresponder system so that you can either in an automated fashion drop people into them, or you can look at your calendar and say on March 16th, I want to start X campaign, and it's already built and it's evergreen, and it allows you to use it over and over and over and over again. So what I'm working on right now is creating a quarter of campaigns. So right now I have 9 looping campaigns that I'm working on. And those are evergreen products. They're our own products. They are affiliate products, things that sell all the time. So for example, Designer. We love the tool Designer. You actually built that in Designer, didn't you, Dad?
I have built it in Designer, but what I didn't tell you guys is I talked to Linda Sterling about this, and I'm going to turn this into a Kindle book, a free Kindle book as well, so that we can even drive more traffic that way. Okay. And there's some things she suggested I do, like take out the ads. And
right.
You know, that's just a great traffic source. And so we're going to do that with all of our lead magnets, all 30.
Right. So let me back up for a second though. So we love Designer. We use Designer for, I guess, almost all of our lead magnets, and she didn't use it for this one. I was looking at my numbers a couple weeks ago, and we've made $30,000 worth of sales in Designer and affiliate commissions in less than a year. And this is a great tool, and our people in our community love this tool, and it has a recurring component in the back of it. And so we have really good email sequences that we use for Designer. So we have been mailing on that quarterly anyway, but I have to go in, edit the emails up, get them scheduled and all of that. Whereas if I built that in my autoresponder, my CRM, I went ahead and built it in there. All I have to do is use some triggers to start that for everybody on our list, or to start it for somebody new that's coming into our list. And so I'm going to show you just a quick example, and don't get freaked out because this is an Infusionsoft. Most of you can do all this in your own autoresponder systems. You're seeing my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is an example of a looping campaign. It's the one you guys are all in to remind you about the Insiders Club meeting. I don't go in here and manually send these notices to you guys every week. I know it's a shocker, right? And this is why sometimes you get meeting notices on holidays, because I forget it's a holiday and I go forget to turn the emails off. And so the system works based on tags. So if you are using an autoresponder system that has a tagging component to it, you can do this. And all you're doing is starting and restarting. So you can see here, I'm using a series of tags to get people into the email campaign. We're waiting. I have it set up to run the first reminder on any Wednesday of any month at 10:30 in the morning. Here's our Wednesday email. Then we have another one that goes out on Thursdays so our system is set up on Central Time. So this would be 12:30 p.m., 11:30 a.m. And you get the meeting notice that we're starting in 30 minutes. And so all we're doing here is afterwards, where we have restart automation, all we're doing is removing the tag that triggered the whole thing to start. We're waiting 15 minutes and we're applying the tag again. And when we apply the tag again, it kicks the whole sequence right back off. That's a looping campaign. And you can set up things on the back end, typically in most of them. So if somebody cancels their membership, it pulls them right out of this campaign so they don't get the meeting notices. And so it's a simple concept if you can kind of wrap your head around it And all you need to really do is get into your CRM or your autoresponder system and see what it takes to be able to kick or trigger a campaign sequence. And so that's what we're talking about looping campaigns. And this is why it's so important when you start getting evergreen content, because it allows you to continue to use it over and over again. And Dad, I'm going to talk about this for just a second. Ben, you and I didn't talk about this.
I realize you're in my time, right?
I know.
Okay.
But you can have your time back in a minute.
Okay.
It's because I was answering questions about your stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So the past 7 days for us, planets have aligned, things have all just happened. We actually did more revenue in the past 7 days than we did in the entire month of February. And it's when things start working. And I was writing down what we actually did before this call, what we did to do this, because this is something I want to repeat, right? I want this happening all the time. And so we had an internal promotion happening. We had a webinar promotion that was happening. We had an affiliate promotion that was happening. And we had nurture email content that went out all weekend, last weekend as well. And so we didn't send out.
We took the weekends off, by the way.
Yes. So that's our new thing, is nothing on the weekends. No, don't send me a message at Saturday morning that says, hey, you want to send this out this afternoon? Nope, I don't want to do it. I want all my stuff by Friday afternoon so that we can both walk away and not do a thing on the weekends. And that's what we have been building towards. We have also been building towards working no more than 6 hours a day if we absolutely have to. And the way to do that is with automation. So that's kind of where the looping stuff comes into play. There is a tutorial. Yes, Tasha, there is a tutorial on using Designer in the members area under the free videos section. It's called How to Create Beautiful eBooks with Designer. So go to free resources, video training, and it's there. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure we got the questions here. Gail, I'm going to come back to your question. Okay, Dad, you can keep going.
Okay, so I'll just quickly show you what we're doing over there, what we have in Designer, so that you know. So this is our library in Designer. These are the projects that I'm working on here. This is the one with Marlon. I'm going to click that. I'm going to open it. And it's a drag and drop. It's a beautiful interface, drag and drop, all that kind of stuff. What holds me up often is getting the cover, and then you just go in and you can import the Word document, which is what I did. And now I'm going to go in and remove some of these things that was there, and it changes the formatting, and all I have to do is just tweak it some. And then I can export this bad boy. When I click on publish, I can export it as Adobe Reader, Amazon Kindle. It'll give me a Kindle book output here, which I love, or an EPUB for e-readers, not Kindle. And I can also do HTML. So anyway, that is that. I love this thing. All right, so I just want to make sure you saw that. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was this. My lovely wife last week did a quiz. It was a riddle on Saturday. It was very funny. She's right over there. So I'm talking really nice about her. She did a little riddle on Saturday, and it was just a funny little thing. She went to the refrigerator and was looking for Bisquick, a box of Bisquick, right? And so we were out, and we never used Bisquick. So to be out of it is kind of a shock. And that's the reason we keep it in the refrigerator, so that it doesn't go bad. So anyway, she just posted on Facebook, guess what I'm out of. And it was kind of a better riddle than that, of course. And within an hour, she had 104 comments, people guessing. It was just fun on a Saturday morning, right? Just fun. But what I was watching was what's called EdgeRank. Now, EdgeRank is something people don't talk about anymore on Facebook, but I had just read a book that Marlon recommended in this newsletter, which is here, this book, M3 by Ryan Stewman. It's $2.99 on Kindle. It's $9.99 paperback. And the link is in the chat box. I just put the link in the chat box up there earlier. This book lays out exactly how to use Facebook to engage. I've always wondered why people like, what's his name, Jen? I told you his name. Barb Ling and Dennis Becker and Connie Reagan Green and people like that ask questions that you have to comment on. You have to, it's not yes or no. And it's always a question, right? Why do they ask these inane questions? You know, Ron Douglas does that. Michael Neal does that all the time.
Yeah, Jean Lanou has got me in. Jean Lanou has me sucked in every day wanting to know what questions she's going to ask tomorrow.
Yeah. So anyway, it enhances engagement, but there's this thing called weight on Facebook. And Ryan goes through weight in this book, the 3 components of weight. And it's likes, comments, shares, and something else. Four things, right? So likes mean almost nothing. Comments mean a ton. Comments are really important, and it doesn't matter what the comment is. Any comment is really important, and shares are unbelievably important. So if you get people to comment on a post every day, you're going to expand your reach on Facebook. Now, I post stuff all the time on Facebook, but I don't ask a lot of questions. And one of the reasons I don't ask a lot of questions is because, frankly, I don't want to spend that much time on Facebook answering and commenting back, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if I'm going to do this and if we're going to expand our reach, we have to do that. And we've tried to start doing that on our page, our Facebook page. But that's working some, but not a lot, not a lot. Pages don't get the organic traffic. It just doesn't happen. Groups, Facebook loves groups, and they love your profile, your newsfeed. That's pretty much it. If you want to get stuff off your page and out into the world, you got to pay for it. You got to boost it. So I wanted to make sure you knew about that. Let me show you quickly what, and the other thing that went with that was something called hashtag. I mean, it was hashtag marketing is what it is. So this is Charles's question. Last night I went to the fridge to get something I very seldom use, but always expect to be there when I need it. It wasn't there. Maybe in the pantry. No, none there either. I was in disbelief. Never happened before. Can you guess what it was now that I have on my shopping list? So people were asking all kinds of questions and making all kinds of guesses, right? And I told Jennifer this morning, one of my friends and one of her former students lives up near Nashville. And he finally said, I've made my first guess 56 minutes ago, and I am so sucked into this, I have to know exactly what it is right now. And I've got stuff to do, so tell me. You know? And so people were really involved in that. And then that same morning, I realized I clicked on hashtags are starting to show up. If you follow hashtags, and you don't really have to follow hashtags, you just see that some people that you use them, and they show up in your feed, right? And so I saw this content marketing hashtag. So I clicked it, showed up in my feed, I clicked it. First thing was Jim Edwards. Now, Jim Edwards, I'm connected with Jim. I know Jim, I love Jim. He's a great teacher, all that stuff. Look at the hashtags that he's using here. I didn't even get to, yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Right there it is, content marketing. But he had more hashtags below that. So he had like 20 different hashtags. And whenever anybody clicks on this, it gets exposed. And there's 139,000 people are posting about content marketing today. So it just puts you right into a stream of content. And that's what hashtags are all about. So you can see here, I just clicked on this above to see what else. And this was hashtags used with content marketing. And this was great insight because I looked at how many posts. Digital marketing is 7.5, social media marketing, which we have a product named social media marketing, social media marketing, SEO, branding. You know, you can use titles in your post that are hashtags and make sure that you're getting a lot of reach on all this. So I just want to point that out. Now I'm done.
Yeah, well, you have a couple of questions and then we got to move on because I got a lot more to go over. So you had 2 questions in here about Facebook about them stopping using hashtags. Do you know anything about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So yes, Larry, that was in Facebook. All right. So I want to talk to you guys about the paid side of social marketing. And we're not good. This is not Facebook Live or, Facebook ads portion of this training. You all have a course in your membership called Simple Facebook Ads Masterclass. And it's very evergreen. It's really more about building your avatar, building your content than it is about mechanically creating your ads. Facebook will teach you how to do that. The most important thing that you need to do is know how to write your copy and how to find the right audience. And so if you're interested in that, you have a whole course on it. I want to talk to Amy because Amy, I want you to kind of talk through what you've been going through with your course, with your social marketing. I want you to tell me what you told me yesterday about your stats. And then I'm going to actually give you some suggestions here live on the call that you don't even know what those suggestions are yet.
That will be true, but everybody hang on to your seats because Jen's suggestions are gold. So get out your pens and papers. So I finished well, let me back up. I created a beginning vegetable gardening course. And so a couple of things I've been doing to promote it is to my little Facebook list, which admittedly is pretty stagnant and totally my fault. So mine and Jen's kind of go-to for me has been over the years, my Facebook ads. So what I did this time was I took the sales page because gardening is upon us right now, right? So this course does have a lead gen, but we decided because my course is so low priced that we would just promote the course on Facebook. So I took the page, and I posted it on my Facebook business page, and then I boosted that post, created an audience for it, and then have been running it for, I don't know, maybe 10 days or so, with a couple of days of pause in between, and I'll tell you why in a second. So the numbers that I gave to Jen yesterday are that, hold on, I'm reading. So my Facebook ad had a click-through rate of 6.62%, which is pretty good.
It's really good.
And yeah. And then my cost per click has only been 25 cents, which is pretty amazing. And then I'm a big Google Analytics girl. So per Google Analytics, the people going to my cart page from my sales page. So I'm sending people to my sales page and they click on my button, my sales button, and then my sales button, of course, opens up a cart page. And I'd had some issues. I used a brand new plugin for a LMS plugin. So I'd had some issues with connecting my payment processors with it. So I pulled in WooCommerce. And I'm telling you that because I think they're the culprit here in terms of the issues I've run into. So the problem I was having was that the people going to my shopping cart page from my sales page was 12.5%, which also is pretty good. However, out of all of those days, I only made one sale. So at first, you always think immediately, oh, it's my product. My product's crap. Nobody likes it. But then when I started to really, and I channeled my inner Jen, and I started to really look at, drill down to the transactions between each component, right? And that's how I came up with my click-through rate is pretty good. So my sales page can't be too bad. But then going from my sales page to my cart page, well, that's not bad either. It was about 50% of what was, coming from the sales page, but then I'm losing everybody. So it's gotta be my cart page. So I'm in another Facebook group and I showed them my cart page, and it's my WooCommerce cart page, by the way. And I used a plugin. For those of you who understand WooCommerce, I paid for a plugin that combines their cart page and the checkout page together, because I know that as you keep making people click, you lose them. But I showed that combined page to people in another Facebook group. And this is a group that they are some computer literate, but not all. And they didn't like my shopping cart page. They said it didn't give them warm fuzzies. They felt like it confused them. They were confused. Those of you who know WooCommerce, their shopping cart pages, I can see Jennifer Marshall nodding her head. Yes, there's a couple of strips at the top of stuff, of information. And then below that is where you enter your information. They were confused by that. They were like, I don't know what to do. I feel like there's text missing. And this wasn't just one person, this was over and over and over again. So I disabled WooCommerce. I shut off all my Facebook ads. I disabled WooCommerce, and I sucked it up. And I paid for the LMS's upgrade, and have swapped out my shopping cart now, so that it's no longer WooCommerce, and it looks simpler. And I turned my ad back on yesterday. But between yesterday and today, I still have had no sales. So this is where Jen's information will be valuable. But again, I do have a click-through rate for that ad for just the past, actually today, as of midnight tonight, of, 6.5%. So people like my ad.
So your ad's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, Amy, really quick while I'm talking, is go ahead and get your sales page pulled up.
Okay.
Because while that is true, that there can be confusion over to the shopping cart, for me, the issue is also that you're still making it too hard for people to buy by having a coupon. And when we're in a testing phase, we want to make it as easy as possible for people to purchase. So Amy, I'm going to go ahead and share your sales page really quick.
Yeah.
This was one of my shower moments this morning when I was like, man, we're just making this too hard. So you guys can see my page, right? You see my screen? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So the page looks great.
Note, my conversion gorilla is not showing up for you.
Yeah, maybe because I've been on your page so many times.
Okay.
We'll check that. But
that could be a problem too, right?
She did a great job on her sales page. The copy's good. I mean, we went through this multiple times. Mm-hmm. So tell me what's happening here. Because before you had this at $57. So why am I now seeing it at $37?
Well, because some of the feedback I got from the girls was that the 57 and the 37 are confusing. So I put the 37 there with the hopes that once they clicked enroll me today, then they would.
Okay, so let's talk about confusion, guys.
Okay.
Right here, you're telling people it's $37. There's no 57 with a strike through. There's nothing. There is $37 right here.
Okay.
And you have a coupon code right here that they have to read. They have to have read that to get it. So if it were me and I was on your page and I'm like, I was way up there and I was like, hell yeah, I want this. And I click and I see it's $37 and I click it and I come over here. What am I going to see when I come over here?
You're going to see 57.
Right.
I'm out.
I'm gone. You just told me
really?
It was $37.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good to hear. I'm glad I started this. I'm glad we had this.
Yeah. So I wouldn't make it too difficult for people to buy your stuff.
Okay.
And I would just make it $37 for right now.
Okay.
Because we're in a complete testing phase.
Well, let me tell you something else, Jen, about this. If I fill in all that information, scroll up. If I fill in all that information that you're asking for, and I get to the bottom and I see it's $57 at the bottom, and I didn't see the coupon on the page before, you're a scammer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I get down there, not only am I out, I'm pissed and I'm out.
Right.
So.
Right.
I just want you to know, because I spent time doing this. I was ready to jump in here.
Right.
So it's got to be the deal.
Yep. And so what I would do if it were me, because we're at the point right now where we are, and so I want everybody to understand this. Amy has spent months building this. She was in a position finally in her business where she was ready to create her own course. And let me tell you, I have never seen anybody create a course as methodically and as well thought out as Amy. And it's because it's that report writer that's in you, right? You love the organization, the planning and stuff like that. And there were many times where I was like, launch date. When are we launching this course, Amy? And so the course itself, I've been through the course. I'm in her Facebook group. The course is fantastic. She did a fantastic job. So now we're at a point where we're testing price points. And so I was actually surprised to see this, Amy, because I thought you were testing the $17 price point on this. So to see it at 37 is fine. But the fact that you're getting that many people to click to your cart at $37 tells me that we don't need to change the price. We don't need to reduce the price. We need to make it easier for people to give you their money.
Okay.
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 That is a very, very small change. But what I want you to do on the sales page is I want a big $57 price with a strike through on it and a today only kind of thing, and take the coupon off.
Okay.
The other thing I want you to do is, I don't know why your conversion gorilla, you've been having problems with this. Your conversion gorilla timer showing up, which is really key for you because you were using the timer bar to also deliver the coupon. Let's see if it's because I've been on your page so many times.
Yeah, so it didn't come up for me either, Jen.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. And I'm, you know what, on my computer, I'm looking right at it too.
Yep. So we need to address that. But also the other thing I want you to do is I want you to set that timer bar at like a 20-minute, and your copy needs to be something like, get your immediate 35% discount applied in cart. So it's like, I've already applied the discount. I don't even have to get a coupon code. Right. Boom, I'm ready to go buy, but I only got 20 minutes to do it.
Okay.
Go back to the card again, Jen, because there's a problem, I think, on the card as well.
And you know what, Amy, now that I'm thinking of this, if I remember correctly, you set this up. We had this set up so that it redirects to the full page, the full price page. Is that correct?
No, I never did actually make it that far.
Because I was thinking this was maybe an IP issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I never did make it that far.
Okay. Let me close.
There's the cart.
Heck, I'm just trying to get a sale at this point.
Right.
I mean, really. Ugh.
Hold on.
So you're asking a lot of information there all at once.
Well, and I can turn all that off. I had read somewhere that it made people feel more secure if they were entering in things like address. So I made it optional instead, but I can turn all that off. I can disable all of that.
Here's the thing. You want to collect enough information, but the first thing you want to do is get their email address. So to me, it's a two-step, right? You get their email address, because when you get their email address, if they abandon the cart at that point, that should fire something that goes right out to them and said, you left this behind, so.
Oh, a cart abandonment thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can.
To me, there's too much here. There's too much here. It's got to be simpler on your cart, especially when I don't see the product at the top.
Yeah. And to be honest, that lifter, this is their short code. So I can't rearrange that, but I can set it up in a 2-column, and it'll actually then pop on a desktop. It'll pop that whole bottom section up. My complaint about it was it kind of, it wraps off the side of the page. You got to scroll to the right to see it. So that was my complaint. So I just left it as the single column, but I'll rearrange that. Okay.
That's the problem. So if it's
too much space for data entry on the front end, command to buy should be closer to the top. Yeah. So that's the tough part. Oh yeah, Patricia, you would not believe the battle I had with Thrivecart. It didn't work.
Okay. So
yeah, but thank you for this. I'm gonna go in right now as soon as we go on mute, and I'm going to change out the pricing and all that right now, because that ad is running live.
So the thing I want everybody to understand is you do these things in test, because this is what this is all about, is you're finding what works and what doesn't work, and then you fix it, right? So that's the important part.
Yep.
And Amy's in the process here. She's cooking with gas right up to the cart. Mm-hmm. So we can fix the cart, and that's going to be making you some serious money at some point. Yep. So that's really great. Yep. And especially like right now, since it's time to plant. So.
Yep. Yeah. And so one thing too, that I want you guys to, just a quick question or just a quick comment, is that you guys are looking at this on my large screen. So these comments about there's too much white, blah, 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 you're looking at this hugely on my screen. So there's not a whole lot of stuff that we can do about how her cart is set up, but I will tell you that today, and Dad, I haven't even told you this. And I didn't use your credit card. I used my own. So today I signed up for a $99 a month email writing newsletter. And it's a whole program about email writing and automation campaigns. And when I signed up for a $99 a month recurring, Amy, I had to enter less information than this.
Okay. Yeah, I can pull. There's a ton of stuff I can pull out. I had stuck it in because I had read somewhere that people liked that they had the warm fuzzies for address and all that, but I'll pull it all out.
Sure.
You're right. It does give a lot. It does kind of force a lot of information.
Yep.
Yeah. What people say and what people do, two different things. So you always test the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to answer a couple more of these questions really quick. And then I'd like to show you Loomly, and I don't think we're going to have time to do that today. We probably going to have to do that next week. So I told Elena that she had to do it so she can sweat it for another week. Because she was asking me a bunch of questions on here. Dale, I want to answer your question. Let me find something to show you. Okay, so we sell our products in multiple places.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to I got some examples here to show you. Let me just get there because I was not prepared for this question today. So we sell our products on multiple platforms. And the reason for that, even though it's a kind of a pain in the butt, it is because we're going where our customers are going or where our customers are living. And so we have programs and products that we sell inside our members area. I'm sorry, that we sell inside Infusionsoft, which is what our main shopping cart is. And then we have products that we sell on Warrior Plus. Now, sales pages are different, and it depends on what product we're selling as to kind of how much we have to put in the sales page. So let me get a couple examples here for you. If I can get the right link.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for one of the workshops, affiliate workshop, maybe. I'm trying to come up with the names off the top of my head.
How about looking in?
Here we go. I got it. Okay. So I'm coming, guys, I promise. And we want. So I have two different shopping carts and I have two different sales page types. And I'm going to show you both here. Come on. Dad, do you know off the top of your head what the product is?
Today's?
That we're selling for today? Here, yeah. I got it.
Open and I got the page open.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Okay, so this is a product that we actually are launching today, that it launched this morning on Warrior Plus. And so the shopping cart that we're using on this is Warrior Plus. When we are selling some of the more low ticket products, we're able to get away with a little bit more of a templated, shorter style sales page. And these work well, especially on our dime sale products. This is on a dime sale. And these work well. And these are templates so that all we go in and do is just kind of change out the copy, change the things that we need to change, and continue. Some of our best-selling products on Warrior Plus, on the Warrior Plus platform, that have done $2,000-$3,000 worth of units sold, the sales page is here. This is everything you see essentially above the fold. So the reason for that is that we're able to get really powerful copy. We're able to do a video, let's say, or something that really, really just resonates with people and they buy immediately. So the Warrior Plus shopping cart is what we're using here. And the reason for that is because it's on an affiliate promotion. Warrior Plus handles all the affiliate payments. We don't have to handle any of that. It just automatically takes care of it. And we're able to get more exposure for our products over there. Now, we have products that we sell that need to have a little bit.
I want you to show the cart from Warrior Plus too, though.
Okay. I knew you were, and I know you're going to, I completely forgot to put the order bump on here. So we have an order bump opportunity that Warrior Plus builds in here, which as soon as we hang up from this call, will be here because I completely forgot to add it. And it just gives us an opportunity to add an additional product here to increase the average order value from the front end. And I actually can put an order bump on every single piece of the funnel. Probably not going to do that because it'll just irritate people, but I will put it here on the front end. So using a platform like this costs you nothing. It costs $0 to put your products on Warrior Plus, except for the percentage of the fees that you pay after you sell it.
Yep.
So building over there and getting the product out over there costs you nothing to do that. And I can't remember what the fees are. I know you guys are going to ask me, and I don't know what they are.
Between 2.2 and 4.9, depending on the revenue you produce each month.
Right. So ours are the lowest because we generate a lot of revenue over there. So when you get started, you're going to pay that higher revenue or that higher fee. And then the more and more sales that you make and the higher your vendor score becomes over there, you're going to pay less. Now,
but what I wanted to say about this cart page, Jen, is how simple it is. It is so easy. All you do is put in your name, your email address, choose how you're going to pay. You can pay with PayPal, pay with a cart, hit the checkout button, and away you go. I mean, that's it. You're done. You've made your purchase. You want people to get through your cart as fast as possible.
Now, let me show you. This is Infusionsoft. Now we sell quite a few of our products in Infusionsoft as well. And these are the links that we use for our internal campaigns. It allows us to have better automation. I prefer to use Infusionsoft when we're selling
all of our internal stuff.
And here's why. Look at what I can do on my order carts. And now this one has not been cleaned up since the last promotion that we did a couple weeks ago. Normally I'll have 6 order bumps that are available on the page, and people can just do add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. We have an average take rate of 30% on the order bumps. So that's why it's really important for me to drive traffic here into my into my Infusionsoft cart, because we increase our revenue. 30% of the buyers add products here, and we're able to do that very, very easily. And so you can see here that the cart page, so Amy, this was another example of, I've already added everything to my cart. My total is $201. Now I want to pay. And now I see, and this is just because this is a functionality of Infusionsoft, but I'm not seeing all of this stuff until I actually commit and hit the pay button. And so if you can do that in your cart, this is really going to help you from a conversion perspective. Because it's just like what you said, Amy, the more people see on the page sometimes tends to be kind of that stopper. And so this is something you have to test, you guys. Depends on what niche you're in, depends on what your customers expect already from you and things like that. So what Amy's doing with these ads really told us a lot, because we were seeing such a huge discrepancy between people clicking on the ad, going to her sales page, and then going to the cart. And for us to know that we had 12% of her people going to the cart told us that there was a big, big problem. And the only way we knew that is because she had Google Analytics on her site. So you guys have to make sure that you're putting the tracking software on, and Google Analytics is free. So you want to make sure that you've got that. Now, I was trying to find a longer sales page to show you, Dale. So here's one really quick. How long your sales pages are or how short your sales pages are don't matter. What matters is whether or not you are hitting the things that every piece of copy has to have. And I can't remember, Dad, if you can grab this. Don't we have a sales letter thing?
Oh, template? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you grab that?
17-part template, yes.
Yeah. Can you grab that link and give it to everybody? So,
maybe. Yeah.
Every piece of content that you write, whether it's an email, whether it's a Facebook post, whether it's no matter what it is, it has to have all of these elements in it, all 17 of them. It can be 2 words that meet the criteria, but if you are missing any of these steps, it doesn't give people whether it's the urgency or the scarcity or the confidence, whatever it may be, to buy. And so this form that we're giving you is for long form sales letters, but it works for any copy. And so you just need to kind of translate it when it says sign off, remember how old sales letters used to actually have like a big signature at the bottom of it? Sales letters don't have that too much anymore, but there's still a sign off component that your copy has to have, or else it feels abrupt, right? It feels like you're just walking away from people. And so that link right there is just a quick document that you're able to look and see what each one of those things are and use those.
That's extracted from a much longer training program on the 17-part sales letter that's classic sales letter training, and it's really good. We have that as well, I think, somewhere for you guys, so we can pull that out as well for you.
Okay. Dale, I don't know the answer to why Warrior Plus does what they do. That'll be a question that you've got to ask
Warrior
them.
Plus.
Yeah. I don't have much control over that. Although I think that it tells you what it is on the check on your actual receipt page. Yeah, I think so. I've just never looked at it.
I will tell you that Warrior Plus is very careful about their privacy stuff.
Yep.
Very careful.
Yep. I cannot get any of our buyers' information from them or anything like that. They're not down with that, which kind of sucks. But so anyway, so Sue just asked me about the page that I was just on. It's our Create a Buyers List course, which you guys get as a member. I'll put the link in here so that you can take a look at the way the page is written. You can see the components are all there. And so, it's pieces that you have to kind of determine whether you're going to give those components in copy or whether you're going to give those components in video. And both work, short and long, but you have to make sure you've hit all of those steps that are in that 17-part sales letter. Okay. Well, we're kind of running right up on time, aren't we?
Yeah, Patricia, you asked about price going up. I made an executive decision the other day that the real executive overruled me on. And my executive decision was it was going to go up on Monday. But the truth is the price is going to go up on April 1st. It'll be midnight on March 30th or March 31st. I don't remember how many days there are. But anyway, we're gonna wait until the end of the month to make that price go up.
Yeah, we had a lot of affiliates that were like, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah.
My typical way of doing things, right? Yeah. So
Right.
April Fool's Day, yeah, the price is going up, and it is not going to be a trick. The
Right.
price is going up.
Yep.
And before you ask, everybody that's in now is grandfathered in at the price that you're at, which
Yep.
is
Yep. So
a
yeah,
deal.
don't worry about your price going up because it won't. And so just a reminder here that you guys want to look at the stuff that you've got on your hard drive or the projects that you're working on or whatever, and just get some stuff done and out the door. That is why the cash flow that we had in the past 7 days worked, was because we were not building anything from scratch. We were not reinventing the wheel. We were looking at what we have, what is working in our business, what relationships do we have. having webinars. Or I tell you what, we can't even keep up with a webinar schedule right now. We have so many cross promotional relationships happening right now because we just got out there and started doing it. And then, Dad, do you think that you've been really involved in making sure that the networking?
Yeah, it is. And there's a lot going on with that, and it is important to our business, but it's also important to you guys because we're pretty selective about what we bring in. And the thing that I'm really loving is the different type of business models that we're bringing in, because there's some pretty exciting stuff being done out there. And these days, as more and more people come online, the one thing you're going to see is there's going to be a lot more agency work and a lot more video work, because that's what everybody wants right now. And the agency opportunity is for all of those businesses who drug their feet about getting online with their business. In 2020, they got hammered. So they had to come up with a solution fast. And so there's a lot of people out there providing agency work.
Yep. And if you are looking at agency work for yourself, agency work doesn't work without systems. And so you've got to have your systems built and in place. Next month is our outsourcing challenge, where you really can help to create those systems and use your outsourcers. And Keith, I want to address this really quick because I have had people asking us this in the help desk. There's a reason why we're not doing replays right now. And it's because people aren't showing up and watching them. And I know that somebody in here might say, but wait, I will. But for us as a whole, and actually industry-wide as a whole, people aren't showing up for replays. So the amount of time that it takes for us to produce the webinar, edit it, get it posted on our website, get all the emails out, take up promotional space to send emails and send content that's not getting watched is really a lost opportunity for us in another area. We talk about opportunity costs, and that's it. So it is a huge opportunity loss.
That does not mean that we would not have rescheduled later if it's an auto webinar type thing. So there's a possibility to be back.
Yep.
But it's not going to be the kind of replays that we've been doing in the past. It just locks up too much time for too little ROI. So
yep. And the next,
we want people to be there as much as possible. And I understand that people around the world have different schedules,
right.
But we do want people to be there as much as possible because, it's about action. So.
Right. So the next workshop is March 27th and 28th, and all of that's going to be going out the first of the week next week.
Yeah.
So, and that one is all about, I don't even remember what it's called. It is
email marketing.
Somebody help me. It's all about email marketing. Yeah. Email marketing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we will see you next week.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.